Send it now, send it fast. You know who it's with. The compliments of Swift Pack.
You want to see Swift? There's a video of these ICE agents. I think they say in Chicago. There's a guy who has like a little food delivery or something.
A little e-bike.
He's on a bicycle, right?
Yeah.
And a whole set of these goons trying to jump him, and he dodging through them and gets away.
As in like ICE?
Mm-hmm.
ICE
Look,
officers?
Yes.
look, what's the thing? How sad is that?
Oh my God. It's like bringing on your whole elite squad for... Why does ICE have to dress like that?
Guess it's meant to intimidate. Which I guess it doesn't.
Yeah, but they're going after like housekeepers and...
Stupid. Even just people who in their eyes don't look American.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what the hell does an American look like?
Well, there's this guy who's been going around to football stadiums in the UK, American guy, blogger, asking people if they'd be happy if the English national team was purely white, didn't win anything, or purely black and won something. Boy, he's been getting licks for it because he believes that the black people shouldn't be in the English team.
Wow. Who believes that? The
podcaster,
the blogger?
Yeah, the American guy.
And what are the public saying?
Well, you're getting people on camera, so people saying, nah, that don't sound right. But I feel like if he finds the right one...
Privately.
Yeah, privately, it might be a little different. Anyways, what got you vex?
Vex is not exactly the right word, but...
Perturbed.
Perturbed, yeah. Perturbed is what getting me perturbed this morning.
Mm-hmm.
I listened to the address, or some of the address that the Prime Minister gave, our Prime Minister gave at the UN. And I thought it was a bit sad.
Why?
Because he's back. If you read between the lines, he's back on this Chinese operatives, foreign operatives trying to overthrow democracy in St. Vincent.
Well, we are bigger than we thought we are.
Hey, listen.
And when it comes to overthrowing democracy in St. Vincent, I would be looking a lot closer to home.
Why would the Chinese care?
Why would the Chinese care? And if you're really about democracy, why all these goodies when it comes to election times?
Yeah. Why isn't it just based on your portfolio?
Right.
And your, whatever.
Man getting
cement.
No, what's the starch?
Arrowroot.
Arrowroot money from 21. You haven't had a factory for years.
Saw somebody bring up the farmers. Apparently, they distributed about $250,000
for those plantain that we saw around the place.
It was for that. Somebody pointed out.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, man, farmers have been suffering for 3-4 years now. So you've essentially
get your money now just before an election.
So Come on, you didn't mind me suffering.
So if you wanna talk about democracy, those things need to be addressed.
Yeah.
Right? But I don't know. I don't understand why you're going to the UN and you're talking now. Clearly, as we said off there, you know, I mean, you're probably trying to appease the Taiwanese and other people, right? But what's the difference between Taiwanese giving us money to influence an election and Chinese giving us money to influence election, if that is actually happening, as he keeps saying?
Yeah.
What would be the difference?
I don't know. Morning.
You know, it is really sad to agree with you. And anybody that believes this whole Chinese apparatus BS, but right. Freaking out too. Because we the hell does China kill about civilians?
Yeah.
What civilians in China run?
Yeah. It's madness.
If you take, right, all this time, one, we've never seen any evidence of it. So you've concocted this kind of bogeyman theory in your head. You have no evidence that you could show the public on it.
Mhm.
And now you've taken that bogeyman theory to the UN. That's weird. Come
What do
on.
you think the other world leaders were sitting there thinking? Like, huh?
It's weird. Just weird.
Yeah.
Weird.
What's this buzzmaker thing that people keep talking about now?
The Buzzmaker is essentially a political consultancy,
Okay.
Western political consultancy,
Like a PR firm.
PR firm.
Basically.
Mm-hmm.
They do essentially social media influencing is their main
Mhm.
thing. Digital influencing. Right? I mean, no different from my understanding is that the guy who heads it used to be an employee of the SCL guys,
Mm-hmm.
who the PM is always demonizing as well. But they're all using it.
So what's the difference?
Well, there's no difference. If you look, like I heard someone tell me over the weekend, and I thought this was a good point. The level of campaigning in St. Vincent shows essentially a failure on the government side to elevate the practice of politics.
Mm.
We're still in this kind of trading. I give you this, you vote for me. I bring in an artist, and you know what I mean, you vote for me type. We're still in that type of politics. It's very kind of rudimentary
Rather than based on actual
policy. We don't
policy.
really argue policy in St. Vincent. We don't
Yep.
really discuss policy in St. Vincent.
We on events politics.
Yeah, we don't talk about vans.
Yeah. Meaningful things that
Meaningful
affect
that
the
affect
society.
people's lives. We
Yeah.
don't affect like the dreary look of the schools.
Yeah. Hello, caller, you live. Good morning.
Morning. That whole social influencer page, it just goes to show how I don't want to say dotish, but how dotish Vincentians are. One hand logo say 6, other hand must say half dozen.
Yeah.
I can convince my people.
And we demonize the one that says 6, and we promote the one that says half dozen. Yeah.
Half dozen, and we arguing 6 better than half dozen, and
Yeah.
people fighting and killing over that. And if they do the research, they realize 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Half dozen, 12 divided by 2 is the same thing, but we
Yeah.
fight against each other. Meanwhile, me and Luke eating proper food.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Gotta love it.
It's a real. It's a disservice that's been done.
What's his obsession with this foreign operatives thing?
Because
Like Luke said, you create a villain,
yeah,
you paint a narrative to put, I presume, fear
yeah.
into your populace,
Remember, right?
and you present yourself as the saving grace.
in the last campaign, right? They did this whole thing. China's going to come and take
your
over your land.
Yeah.
Now, why would China take over our land?
when they have the
You
largest,
know what I mean? Why would they?
Okay.
If you're like illogical, why would they?
Yeah.
Why would they take over our land? How would they take it over? They could only take it over if
We entered into
if we as individuals sell it, or the country sells a piece of land. But the irony in all of this is that we already sell land to foreigners.
that's where you get your
The
alien
government-
landholders
The
license.
government
and-
paid for the airport largely from selling land in Beckway to foreigners.
Yeah.
So now we have a problem with which foreigner then?
Mm.
Somebody-
Well, obviously the one
Yeah.
the government decides.
And that's the point.
somebody else says the Chinese government is famous for lending millions of dollars to third world countries that will never be able to pay it back, which lines up with their takeover mission because once they can't pay back, and the
They own
countries
whatever.
would have used the money to build infrastructure, so it's all in place once they're ready to take over. The PM may not be totally incorrect as they own the majority of infrastructure in Jamaica, including their ports and highways.
Okay.
That's
Okay.
he's
Fantastic.
pointing out China's 100-year plan.
Hold on.
Hang on.
Okay.
The hook in the gill with Taiwan is what?
The PM described the hook in the gill.
It's the same thing.
You can't get rid of Taiwan even if you wanted to.
Exactly.
Because you owe them millions and millions of dollars.
And on top of that, what does China gain trying to come into St. Vincent when they already have a foothold in Jamaica, already have a foothold in St. Kitts,
all right,
already
let's-
have a foothold in
let's say they
Dominica?
wanna get rid
We're
of-
not any
No,
military
no.
strategic location.
No, the only reason they'd want to would be because they don't want anybody representing Taiwan, right?
Yeah, and
So-
that's
so-
of them being petty.
So how do Taiwan get around that? As the PM describes, they put a hook in the gill
Yeah.
of St. Vincent and the Grenadines. Right? So we can't get rid of them even if we wanted
Taiwan,
to.
So Taiwan has more to gain by
No, so Taiwan has done exactly what
China was doing.
they're accusing China of wanting to do. How does it differ? You put a Taiwanese guy and you put a Chinese guy, we can't tell the difference.
Yeah, they both speak the same language.
Right? So they are, for
Man.
all intents and purposes, their strategy is identical.
Take away the Chinese, Taiwanese part of it. No matter who you were getting the loan from, it's people you owe.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's people you owe. Could
Yep.
have been Venezuela,
Right.
could have been the States, could have been England, wherever it is. It's people you
It's a
owe.
debt.
It's a debt.
Mhm.
Yeah.
And if you can't pay your debt,
On the
And,
country's
and if
ledger.
you know you're taking the money and you can't repay it,
then
you
we did
know,
bad.
then you know you have the hook in the gill, which is
Yeah.
essentially what the PM is saying.
Yeah, we did bad.
So how does that differ from the Chinese? There's no difference, right?
absolutely.
But the PM is trying to convince us that one side.
It's better than the other.
Now, I have no problem, and I would generally support a country that wants self-determination. So if Taiwan doesn't want to be part of China, full respect.
Yeah,
They
fine.
should- They shouldn't have to be part of China if they don't want to be part of China. All right, I could understand. I respect that. But from our own personal standpoint, there's no difference.
Yeah.
True.
There is absolutely no difference whether it's Chinese money or Taiwanese money.
True.
It's the same hook in the gill that the PM has described to us.
True.
Yeah.
So why demonize one side when the other side is doing exactly the same tactics?
Somebody says, well, you don't see the Taiwanese taking people's infrastructure. It's because they don't have that many places
Yeah.
They
that-
can go and
that
do
they
that.
can go and do it.
And
I think we're the only ones in the OECS
I think so.
who use Taiwan.
Sure.
I
But-
think so.
But also because we probably haven't got to the point where we're saying we no longer want you.
Right.
The day we tell them we no longer want you,
That hook gets
that
pulled.
hook gets pulled and we lose whatever you know what I mean.
Yeah.
But from a for all intents and purposes, it's the same thing. And for the PM to be constantly talking about one is it's terrible, but when in reality you've done the same thing.
They
So-
only have two in the OECS. It's St. Vincent and St. Lucia.
Right.
That's a clarification.
What is getting somebody here vexed?
Mhm.
I think this is a good source. What's getting them vexed is the Beryl Fund, the project. The money for the Beryl Fund, as in to help small businesses after Beryl,
Mhm.
has been essentially rediverted to paying for paying road workers.
Wow.
A little digging today about that. That's interesting.
I mean, is that anything new with the administration?
It's not. You kind of shift money around.
Yeah,
as-
Constantly.
Yeah.
constantly.
But the end result is though is that it very rarely goes to where you see the thing about supporting small businesses is that it has a long-term impact,
Mm.
right? If you don't have small businesses, then what happens?
Mhm.
You know what I mean?
The economy.
Everybody starts small, right?
Yeah.
And then hopefully some people get big. They get big.
Yeah.
And they employ more people. If we never have that incubation of small business, then what happens? We're always dependent on government.
Yeah.
What's wrong with that?
Exactly.
I don't think this
And,
government.
and that is why government is now talking about providing houses and all that kind of thing, because it's all state owned.
And that ties into what Rojak says. I hope I pronounced that, or Rajak. When was the last time agriculture contributed meaningfully to St. Vincent's GDP? Farmers have been suffering for far longer than 4 years.
Yeah, and not just that, but a lot of farmers will tell you what policies have been put in place to revive agriculture. It's all very well. Yes, I will take the handout because I'm broke,
Mhm.
so I'll take it. But what are the policies that are in place that are reviving agriculture? What was done to wean ourselves off bananas onto something else? right? It hasn't been done, right? And all that ends up happening now is taxpayers' money is being used now just as subsidy, as opposed to really
putting policies in place for long-term
benefit.
benefit.
For long-term generation. Yeah.
Anyways, with the compliments of SwiftPack, send it now, send it fast. Just don't send it to China.
Not afraid to speak the truth.
AM Mayhem.
AM Mayhem.
Can you handle the truth?